I'm Chase.
And I'm Timothy.
And this is Customer Service.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome from... I was going to say welcome to the podcast from Vietnam.
Yeah.
But now we're here in Boulder.
Yeah. You didn't want... You thought that it might be reporting live from...
Reporting live from Vietnam. I would love... You've never been to anywhere in Eastern Asia, right? Like, that's the term, right?
I don't know.
Thailand would be Eastern Asia because technically Japan's most east. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
why are you whispering right now?
I'm just thinking. I would love to go to Vietnam or Thailand to experience all the fruit that I would like to have. Just as a complete side note.
Mm-hmm. Where's the place in the world that you would like to visit the most?
In this exact moment?
Sure.
Finland.
Have we talked about this before?
I don't think we have. Let's talk about it.
We've talked about it personally.
Yeah, that I would like if you could say here's a plane ticket to wherever. I'm really interested in Finland because I don't have much culture, quote unquote, about me. Mm-hmm. I don't have a large family, and I only interact with half of that family, and even then, it's 3 or 4. I have 3 or 4 family members, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That I am in contact with, and not counting my mom and sister, or counting them either way. Point being, I don't have any, like you talk about your grandpa, he was from Italy, and you have a lot of things that you were able to take down. I don't have any of that because the only family member that would have had any outside of American heritage was my grandpa. His parents were straight up from Finland, but he passed before I was even born. So I don't have any of that, but I do have a couple of little things that, where I'm from in Ohio has a large Finnish population. And in particular, a bakery that I've talked about on here would have nisua, which is like a flaky breakfast bread with the cardamom syrup and cardamom in it. And
you made it one time. It was good.
Yeah, it's gas. Yeah, I forgot about that. So point being, I just would like to experience Finland. I think it looks cool. It's a winter wonderland. Everybody's really happy there, apparently. I'd like to see Finland. But outside of that, Brondo, it'd be something like a Vietnam or Thailand situation, strictly for fruit. I'd also like to go to just anywhere. I'll make it easy. Anywhere exotic where I can have exotic fruit, but specifically like watery, beachy feel. I've never done that outside of Florida, so. And even then, it was Daytona Beach. so take that as you will.
It's like you just went to the Ohio of. Yeah. I think that I'd really like to. I think I would, from that side of things, I would like. I've never been to Amsterdam, but I think I would really like it based on everything I know about it. And
that feels so fitting for you.
Yeah, it's very dry. People dress nice. It's kind of serious, but it's pretty.
It feels serious.
Yeah, I like that.
It feels like a no fuck around. But everybody's still happy. But
I don't need to. I like talk. We yap. But
yeah.
In my free time or if I'm alone, I'm good. Obviously if I'm alone, but I just don't. I like the quiet. So I think I'd like that. They seem kind of analog there too, which is good for me. I think that would be good.
Rains quite a bit, but so be it.
But that's not a place if I never visited there, that would be also be fine. I think I would really like to go to Egypt. Pyramids. I'm scared of them, but
there's
I would
a Pizza
like
Hut
to
nearby. You know about that?
The Egyptian Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
They got different stuff on the menu?
There's a place to sit and eat Pizza Hut where it literally the next thing in front of you it's the closest thing to the pyramid.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah. Also, real quick, on that subject, not on Egypt, Amsterdam is the capital of the Netherlands, and Copenhagen is the capital of Denmark. Doesn't clarify anything for me in my head, but I can't keep them straight.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
I'm not really good with that kind of stuff. I'd say that I would like to go to Egypt.
Yes,
and I'd really like to do African safari thing because you know how much I love animals.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So I would really like to see some big animals. Yeah, doing stuff. Are they going to start building this photo thing right outside of the thing while we're doing the podcast? Hey, Abby. We're in the pod, so if you could be a little quiet, it's fine. Yeah, it's all good. They're building a new photo.
They're doing a build 'em out there.
They're doing a build 'em. Did we talk about build 'ems and
we said build 'em and dig 'ems? Yeah.
So I think I would like to go somewhere in Africa to see animals, like a safari situation, or like North Africa because I really like traditional North African food. So
Something I've never had.
I could be really into that. They like couscous and stuff there, and that's like my all-time favorite. I think that would be in a top 5 single food for me.
Couscous? Do you
Over
get
pasta, over rice, anything I like.
Do you get it at the store?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do you get the what is the
Pearled?
one? Well, there's pearled and then there's regular couscous, but what's the brand?
Oh, I don't know.
I'll
I've gotten
look
a
it
couple different kinds.
Well, I like the Near East.
Yeah, the quick ones. Yeah,
just
I mean
those
are great. You know,
Yeah.
they're great in the way that
Rice-a-roni,
like,
bro.
Yeah, like box stuffing is
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
I mean, it
yeah.
rules, but it's
Shit,
different.
I love box stuffing.
I do like the little. I like the little over the big. I like the really fine like little. I had some great North African food in Paris one time that was stellar.
Yeah.
But
I'd like to have that. I wonder if there's somewhere around here we could have that.
I don't know. I never looked it up actually. Maybe in Denver. I don't know.
Denver would be the only option.
Where else would I like to go? I'm not like a water guy, so I don't care about that. I don't need to be in any beach or coastal thing. I don't really care about that stuff.
Hawaii doesn't interest you?
I mean, it'd be fine, but I don't really know, if I'm being honest
I
with
would
you.
love to go to Hawaii, yeah.
No, I mean, I'd like to like if they're just talking like vacation, which is like feels like a different thing than like travel. You know what I'm saying? In that case, I'd like to just get like a country house in like Italy or France or something, and then just be away from things more.
Yeah,
than,
brother.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where else. I mean, obviously, like I think there's a lot of places in China I would like to go. Same thing with like South Korea.
You know what I've always thought of? Because when I think of China, I think of all the industry, and I think of more metropolitan situations.
Yeah.
But you know, Apple TV. I haven't used my Apple TV in a long time because we just don't need it. Our
I think
box
the
handles
TVs
it
are just
all.
smart TVs.
They just all handle it now. But do you remember when when Apple TVs do the screensavers?
Yeah.
And it show.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you know the national park in China that they show? It's that really green, crazy plateaus coming out.
I think the thing's it's fucking huge. I think anything you'd want to see is there.
Is absolutely there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And also there is in that new Netflix series about noodles where it has Evan Funke on it. Remember we talked about that? Episode 2 or 3, I believe, takes place in China for part of it. Anyway, cuisine and shit would be sick to try out.
Obviously,
there too,
like
man,
Easter Island, Skinwalker Ranch, things like that.
Oh, buddy. Speaking of Netflix again, there's an episode on Easter Island. Easter Island is so incredibly cool and old and mysterious.
I think that unfortunately it is just one of these like these folks had a lot of time on their hands. There's nothing going on. There's no entertainment.
They're far from
You
everything.
just got to figure out how to move a rock. You know what I mean? I feel like given enough time and enough boredom, you could figure out how to move a big rock.
There's diagrams for it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but like they don't
With the ropes and they walk it kind of.
and they walk it down.
Yeah.
But they don't have any like solid proof. It could be something.
Yeah.
Because they say it's like, look, I don't know. This is we don't.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh, buddy, it's Friday. It's been a very, very busy week. I do feel like I'm kind of getting back on top of it, which I've said a million times, but I really do feel that way. Got some jeans to hem to kind of wrap that up today, and a couple products to write, but we're good. We got our new boy Cole starting, so shout out Cole.
Yeah, we got a new fella. Cole.
He is our Packer boy, studio. You know, he's part of the family now, so we all do a lot of things.
He's in there.
So we got that rolling. It's been great. Next week we got a little something popping. So if you are listening to this, sign up for Patreon because you're gonna want to be in there. That's about it, buddy. I don't have much to report since the last time we potted in regards to work.
We're just busy. We're prepping for the rest of the year. The rest of the year is extremely busy for us. We know that there's like the pods haven't been super structured and they haven't been done on the right days agenda. And it's getting fixed. It's just a matter of like we have these last 2 months we have to just crank through and then we're gonna do a big reset. But we've we're hiring some folks, moving some people around, doing some things to like reset ourselves and
doing dig'ems, doing build'ems
and dig'ems. Stuff we do best. What about give me a little what's new report? I feel like we've got a lot of things
online
going on.
now. Yeah. Engineered Garments Workaday is live. We talked about this, but it is live. It is as of yesterday evening. It's live. Go snack some shit up. We said that Daiki wears Workaday. That is cool. That is a cool piece of lore that you would like to participate in, or if you'd like to participate in it, you now can. Highlights from that collection would be the shop coat and the fatigues, obviously. in my opinion, they fit a little fuller than the mainline EG fatigues because I don't think the shape changes all that much, if at all. Whereas season to season, a couple seasons ago, they added some taper to it from the knee down, and then the taper became less aggressive. But these are full wide fatigues. Needles, we got a couple jackets, and we got some boots and some clogs, the mountain slip-in. Those are live and those are dope. The slip-ins are cool because think of like a Birkenstock clog or even the Henderscheme ones, some of them. These are welted. So like as heavy duty a clog can get, quote unquote. You know what I mean? So that is up.
But they're
live.
really light at the same time.
Oh yeah, they're really light. I don't want you to think it's a work boot, but like I like the welted nature of it, and should make them resolable or a little easily resolable. Sassafras is fully live. It's been up there for a couple of days, but just to plug that is live. We got some Marnie that is hitting online. We have a double RL hat. We have some Crocs. We have
Solomon and Margiela. All that stuff. It's really cool.
Yes, sir. That's up live. Speaking of which, you put on those Solomon. What are they? The clog.
Snow clog
mids.
Yeah.
Pretty dope, dude.
Yeah, they're really good. I've been saying like I struggle because I hate all winter shoes. Anything that would be for winter, I think sucks. And I don't have like a lot of big boots that are like I don't care what happens to them, like get in the snow, get in the rain kind of thing. So I've been needing like this type of thing. And I tried it on the other day, and I'm like, you know what? It's kind of like a waterproof like Converse or something, but a little gnarlier. So I think I might need a pair so that I don't ruin all of my canvas shoes in the snow again, like I do every year, and then have to rebuy them.
Yeah, and the thing is this, man. Like for instance, I did this. I have a pair of Birkenstocks here at the office. The quote unquote office, if you want to call this an office, you know what I mean?
You just leave shoes here.
Just leave shit here because undoubtedly I start my car inside, but on days where you get a bunch of snow, I gotta go out. I'm wiping all the snow. My feet are soaked by the time I get here. You know what I mean? And then you feel like shit all day. And I'm done with that because I'm a grown man and I need to just not just have wet fucking feet all day.
Yeah, that is the thing that a grown man would never deal with is wet feet.
Well, I'm saying like I have the ability to change it, so I'm going to not just have wet feet all day. That sucks.
This has less to do with gender and more to do with just personal responsibility.
No, yeah, I'm just saying I'm fully grown. I'm full grown. But so I have those. But you know what I'm going to try to bring back in addition to, because I think those are cool, and I want the moccasin version or the clog version of those Solomons. Bean boots, bro. We got those Visvim duck boots, and it got me thinking again. I have my bean boots from college, back when that was part of the... Did you have a pair?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When
that was part of the accepted.
High tops. I've had
yeah.
all of them. I used to have a great pair of Beams collab ones.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they were like blue and...
The canvas ones?
No, they were blue and leather, but they were short.
Oh, cool. Sick.
I don't think I have them anymore, but I don't know. I don't know.
I can see you working those in.
I'd have to go and look at the box.
Yeah. I might start using those as my utility boot.
It was in my like boot days, bro. They're probably like size 9s because I thought everything was going to stretch, and I just was like binding my feet for years.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Well, Anyway, I'm going to break the beans out. That's about it for new arrivals, unless you've got something that tells you different.
No.
I imported Capital the other day, so probably
there's a lot of like restocks
end of next week.
There's some really good like home goods and gifty stuff like on the way. There's like 3 or 4 different new brands that are really fun.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm excited about that. Plus, I just heard back from another one that I got to show you when we're done that I'm really excited about.
Is it what we talked about yesterday or no?
Nope, different thing.
Oh, cool. Because you already placed an order for the one we talked about yesterday. Dope. Yes. Excited for that.
And a bunch of stuff like books and magazines and candles and incense and blah, blah, blah. Anything that's like been out of stock or anything is all getting restocked.
Beams Japan is delivering in full, correct?
Yeah.
So it's way more than we've ever had, which is great. That's exciting. All those keychains you love, all the Zodiac keychains, all of the little mini food things. We have the shrimp and watermelon one, which I think is really cute. And you said that's like a combo, you know?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it, but that seems dope.
It's good. I mean, I don't love shrimp is the problem because of the texture. It's disgusting. It's a bug.
Those shrimps in Menchirashi, bro,
I'm sure they were good, and I'm sure that if I had one, I would like it. But it's honestly, it's like eating like more than one, and I get like skeeved out.
Sure. And I understand.
I just don't think I'm here to eat
meat,
bro. It's just it's like
it's
all
dude.
of it's just a struggle for me. I don't. It's like I just actively don't like it.
Even the meat you like, I think you don't,
I don't like it that much. Yeah. It might as well not be there.
Yeah,
I'm doing it for protein exclusively.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
If ever a shrimp, that would have been the one. But at this point, buddy, I would just tell you, don't even worry about it because unless we go back to that place, there's no.
I don't need it. I just pretty much like to eat like a little bit of chicken now and then, so I can have like a piccata, and I like to have, like a bronzino now and then. That's about the meat I'm interested in.
Sure.
You could throw it all the other stuff's could go away.
Yeah.
Okay, so
fair enough.
Okay, look, I gotta. What do you want to start with? We have a couple things to do here. We got a couple things on the docket. I got a little surprise for you.
Oh,
Do you want to do that first?
Yeah, let's go ahead and start with that. Brando has a little surprise. He said this last night.
It is.
Dude, no way.
Yeah, I bought them.
You did it?
What was funny was you guys were all talking.
Give the backstory.
You guys were okay. So in Discord, somebody had posted that there was this like our very, very first collaboration long ago with Orslo, before all of the Orslo hype and all this other stuff. They had done this like really great like painter pant. It's a little slimmer because that was like the look
Back
at the
in
time,
yeah,
for sure.
Sure.
And they did it out of this one material that they didn't do anymore. And I had sold a pair to Bob, and I had a pair, but they just didn't. I had them for a long time. They didn't hold up. I wanted to do another. I wanted to run it back again because I just thought they were so great. I like the fit. I like the design. I like the fabrics. So they did it, and they did it in two fabrics. One was like an off-white corduroy, like a really soft, cool corduroy, and the other one was this great like. It's like thinner black material, and you'll see in a minute when I show it on the camera.
It's sateen, I'm pretty sure, but if it was way thinner.
Yeah, and it was like kind of like purpley almost, rather than just straight black.
I agree.
Anyway, somebody had posted that somebody had this like thrashed ass pair, and the first time I like scrolled past it and I was like somebody tagged me in it or something, I didn't even think. I was like, I don't know what those are.
Yeah.
And then
at first
you tagged me in it.
I thought somebody was like. Because you know how sometimes on eBay or whatever it was, they'll take random search terms and cobble them all together. And I just thought maybe they'd and then you tagged me in it and said we should buy these, and I didn't even. I was busy. I was like on the phone and I saw it and I was like, oh cool, and I was like, oh those are the painter pants. And I was like, sick. We have to have those. So I just bought them without thinking about it. Never went back to the Discord or looked or anything. Like I just went about my day, went about my evening. The next morning I was like, oh they were all like wondering like who bought it and stuff. Because Chris was gonna buy them.
Yeah, but no one tagged me or anything, so I never thought to like say like, oh, I did it. Yeah. And then it was like 2 days after or whatever. I'm like, well, I'm not going to say it now. So anyway, I have them. Here, I'll show them on the camera, but I can't use the mic.
These are truly mind-blowing.
Yeah, I mean, just lived in, dude.
Incredible.
Super cool.
Show that crotch. Show the crotch.
Like my man did some work on this bitch.
Dude, that's crazy.
So all these like hand repairs and everything. But what's really interesting to me, I mean, just like even like have a little hole down here is nuts. But when you see like the back, I mean, just like.
Dude, I can't. Unbelievable.
Pulling up over here, but like the fabric, you see how like brown and like almost like a lavender. Sorry, almost like a lavender situation going. It's really wild stuff, man. Really cool. Then. The kid reached out to me. Sorry, not kid. He's younger than me, I would imagine. But he hit me up on Instagram and was like, "Yo, I just looked up your name because I saw that these were going to Boulder." And he lived somewhere. I don't know. I don't remember the town, but somewhere in Colorado. Oh. And he's like, "I've had these forever. Blah blah blah. Loved them. So sick that you're buying them." And I said, "Yeah, dude. I own Canoe Club. Like that was my first collaboration. I think it was our first collaboration as a company. Period.
Yeah."
And I was like, so I saw them and I'm like, we have to have them. They're like, they're the thing. So we got to hang them up in the rafters here as like, just, but it's so
sick.
Look, as much as it's cool to like, just to be clear, we didn't sell out of that collaboration right away. I mean, I think they're worth something now because, you can't find them, but we didn't have that many and because Orslo wasn't as big either. We weren't as big. And we moved through them relatively quick, but it wasn't like crazy like the stuff that happens now. And this is, this is the first thing we really like worked on. First time I really like dealt other than like buying with Ichiro. First time we like went back and forth and worked on something. And I was really proud of this stuff, and it was cool. But it was one of those things because we didn't have the Discord. Things weren't as big as they are now. The community wasn't as big, certainly. And so I never really like heard of anyone with these. You know what I mean? In fact, most people don't really know what they are.
Yeah.
You know, people talk about the herringbone shit we did with the kits, and or maybe they talk about what I do believe is the best one, even though it's the most subtle, which was the black chore coat. That is the best one we ever did.
If anybody has a Orslo/Canoe Club black chore coat size 5, I have a 4 I will trade you for and some love, or I will buy it from you. Email me.
Yeah, it was such a good fit. That was like a hybrid of a couple different fits, and then the fabric we worked on, which it just seems like it's this. You know, it's like a black denim, like they already do it, but that's a different kind of black denim. Like I really
it wasn't happening at the time.
Yeah, I really wanted it to be like specific. You know what I mean? And they work, but it's nothing. But you look at it at first glance, and it just looks like it's a black denim short coat. But that one was really special too.
Did the fellow who sold these? Did he say anything else? Like,
I'd have to look
in them, or
no,
what
he
I'm
didn't
saying?
talk
Like,
about
those
that.
are
I
crazy.
mean, he definitely, he talked about he put him through the paces. But
yeah, listen, we're not in the sharing fades on the internet phase anymore. But those would take an award in any competition anywhere. Those are absolutely insane.
Yeah, for not being jeans too. You know what I mean? Like
dude,
the fabric was kind of
unbelievable.
What I was gonna say is like it's really cool to work on this stuff, and it's cool when it sells out fast, and that's great. But a lot of times, it sells out fast. People resell it. People do shit like that, and that's great. I mean, it's super cool that anyone would think any of that of what we work on. I think that's great. But at the same time, like someone buying something and then living in them this long is like what. That's the whole reason you do it. Is because you want someone to like it and love it so much that it's just like a part of a forever rotation. Yeah. So the fact that and like the EG kit has been such like a huge crucial part to people's like style and things like that feels so like cool. Mapping out our own very small topography of fashion, and I think that's really cool and special. And so these were awesome. I didn't even think about it when I got tagged and I bought them right away, and I'm going to hang them up out in there. So we're going to hang them up in the rafters here.
Truly unbelievable.
Yeah.
Thank you for copying those.
Anyone else has something they think that they can compete with on these? Maybe we'll post these somewhere.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah, we should.
Anyone thinks that they can compete with these, I'd love to see it. If it's something they got from us, whether it's a collab or something you bought from us, I'd love to see it because it's cool to see how like hard wearing people have like the people that really put in time. I mean, that's years of wear, no question.
I've literally never seen a pair of pants more cool than that, artificial or not.
When we talk about what's special with the fabric of Orslo, this shit right here that's happening, these lines, and not just the wear lines, but the actual just like the runs of fabric. These aren't the most high quality cameras.
No, we'll have to. We'll photograph them.
You can see it there. You can see the texture that I'm talking about, and that's the stuff that's what makes those the fatigues and everything so great. Yeah. Is all of that is like what happens as you wear them a ton. So as much as like we're not fade people or whatever, like the stuff is all like legitimately meant to have that done to it.
I've been saying for years that I want to wear, and I have these new Orslo fatigues, and then I have my regular green ones. My regular green ones have become what I reach for most, but also I wear them around the house like sweatpants, and I did the yard work in them.
I mean, they're crazy soft, like pajama soft.
Oh yeah, beat it. 3 washes and they're the softest pants. I would kill to have a pair of pants that I made look like that.
Yeah,
it's just I got too much shit, man.
Well, you just got the black fatigues. You could get those there over time.
I'm gonna just try to, I always set these rules, and I know you hate it, but in an attempt to try to break shit in, I do try to have 2 pair of pants I'm leaning towards at any time, and right now it's those 2 pairs of fatigues. So hopefully they'll get there one day. But that's so really cool.
Yeah, really cool.
And again, we all thought like, fuck, dude, somebody bought them. We're never gonna see them again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, very cool. I appreciate the guy. I mean, putting in the wear, and I was happy to give him some money for those because I'm happy to stick them up here so we can
full circle.
Yeah, really cool. All right, we got a couple presents here from our friends at Bardo. I guess I don't know why we're opening these on the pod. You just lost your camera, buddy.
Oh shoot!
What'd you do? You knock it out?
Yeah, I'm playing the fuck around.
You throw out?
There we go. Oh damn, dude! You throw out?
So these are gifts from our friends at Bardo. Oh, these are very beautiful cashmere sweaters. We have these right now too, right? Yeah, these are gorgeous little cashmere joints. What are you doing over there that it's falling out so easy?
Bro, my attack.
Very beautiful. Thank you, fellas. It's like Christmas came early for the boys.
Yeah, this is sick. This is sick. And I famously don't have any sweaters.
Well, finally you got cashmere too, which I think is the move. You know what, Chase? I'm excited to see you in this. This is a mixture for you that I'm happy about, where it's like It's cashmere.
Yeah.
It's brown, which you never listened to me about, but it's better for your whole look.
Timothy
opinion.
for years has been telling me, like, buddy, you got to lean into the browns and the tans.
And navies and beiges and things like that. You got nice coloring for it. You got good hair color for it. So you wear that without I want you to do your little business with your hair and have that on. I want to see you come in like a new bitch.
Yeah, like a new bitch. I am, you know.
He is him.
Hey, I need to go grab my computer charger. So,
okay. So you want me to vamp?
Riff for me.
Okay, great. Well, one thing I'll say is thank you to the Bardo guys, but also if you guys haven't listened to the Bardo episode that we did with the Kyles, these are the two sweetest guys that I deal with in fashion, hand to God. If they're listening, they can hear that too. But it's not always like, I don't want to say it's not always the nicest people, but it's a lot of people who feel very, I don't want to say entitled, but entitled. And these are guys who are just doing it for the love of it and because they really care and because they're putting a ton of thought and effort and positivity into what they do. And I think that is super cool and special. So please, support these guys. This stuff rules and they rule. So we got the things that we just showed you, we have on the site right now, I believe. And should be some lookbooks circulating that we've got out there, and there's it's so much good stuff. I mean, I really love what they're doing, and I'm glad they're doing it, and they're really special, sweet boys. So
they really are special, sweet boys. I love those guys.
Yeah. So I was telling you, go back and check out that episode if you haven't listened to that one. That's a really good one. Thank you so much. This rules, Bardo guys.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Yeah. Second we hop off pod, I'm putting it on and gonna look at it. So
look at that. So strap in. Do we have anything else like on that tip? Are we good?
I think we're good. Thank you guys for real. Yeah. It's amazing.
Okay, so let's do a couple things. One, I wondered if have you heard anything about this Sweetgreen controversy?
No, you had briefly gave me a quick rundown of it last night. Tell me.
So extensively, look, and I'm not you fact check me, but from what I was reading before I got bored, is that extensively Chinatown Market, or whatever they're called now, Market. Mm-hmm. We know them. They were the ones that put smiley faces on basketballs and all sorts of very original ideas.
Yeah.
And they had like a lot of especially at the time, like, I don't know. It's like hard to I don't know how to explain like Chinatown Market to someone now, where it was like it wasn't a branding situation, but it was certainly like brand forward. I remember them doing like the bootleg like Gucci basketball shorts, and just like a very like tongue in cheek. Marketing / fashion streetwear kind of thing.
Exactly. Branded graphics on stuff more than just a t-shirt.
But it was always like it was always like unusual stuff for sure. It would be like a mixture of two different worlds, and then they'd have this kind of like original take on something that was very like run of the mill at the same. You know what I mean? Like cool. it was both like it felt like it had this kind of like punk attitude towards all of this, where it's like, we'll just boot stuff, we don't care. It goes up for a minute, it gets taken down, which I like. I mean, I love bootleg culture in general. Yeah. So I think it's cool, and I think that they definitely had like their moment, especially inside of like streetwear and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the founder or one of the founders, forgive me, I don't know.
I don't know 100%.
He shops with us, and he's come to a couple of the events. He was at the Grimici event, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
well, good shit.
Yeah, he's a really nice fella.
Yeah.
But fill me in.
Well, extensively, they pitched them an idea, like a concept for like working, like doing merch with them. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this was like a requested. I don't know any of the details about the business meeting, obviously, but they pitched it to them, and Sweetgreen didn't go forward with it, but then just made it anyway, which is
just ripped it.
Yeah, which is fucked up. No question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is hard for me because I like Sweetgreen. So
I love Sweetgreen.
We love it.
I like Kava more, I'd say, but
Kava more than Sweetgreen. I mean, I love Kava, but that feels crazy.
I love Kava.
That's crazy.
You think you'd like Kava more because it's more expensive too?
Kava?
Yeah.
Not vibe wise.
You're in for $24 if you're getting Kava. Period.
I mean, fine, but it doesn't read more expensive than Sweetgreen.
But nonetheless, so Sweetgreen has performed an RF, otherwise known as a rat fuck around here.
Yeah, we were saying the term rat fuck, which apologies if that offends anyone. I don't know, it would offend rats, but we I don't. It was something I said, and then no one believed that it was like a thing.
Yeah, it's like when it'd be the equivalent to a sabotage.
Yeah. And I thought it was like a known thing, and then it wasn't, and then we had to like look it up, and anyway, so we've been saying it a lot, and then we got told we were saying it too much, so we started saying RF. So when we get screwed over, we say we got RF.
They RF'd us.
So they did an RF.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna say this, and I apologize since he comes to the thing. I don't think it's that good of an idea. So I don't know why they're so everyone. So, but I would be upset if I was like, hey, I got an idea for you. Here's this thing. They're like, yeah, I don't know. And then they go and just do it anyway. Like,
I think the problem is Sweetgreen has a budget.
I do always wonder if it's a situation where it's like, if it's like a situation where like, did they reach out? Because they blew this up. You know what I mean? And look, good for them. I mean, you know, call out shit when you see it. You know what I'm saying? But like, did they not just email and be like, hey, guys, like we have documents of us showing you this stuff. You know what I mean? This could be a lawsuit, obviously. Like, why don't you just pay us for the work and we'll call it a day? Or is it more just like a gotcha kind of thing? Like, I gotcha, and I'm going to show that you're a piece of shit.
In my mind, you'd want the money.
I just want the money. I mean, that's what you wanted in the first place. You know what I mean? Unless you wanted to be like connected to it or whatever. But I don't know.
Hey, in this situation, it's publicity.
Yeah.
People who...
Well, I mean, and look, market is not like... they've done this before. They've gotten in trouble. They've been on the other side of it. And they seem to always like make it part of the social media. And certainly like... it's a fun little nugget to follow and then see who sides with who and blah, blah, blah. I mean, obviously, most people are siding on one side because I do think that is correct. You shouldn't steal people's ideas and shit like that.
And again, and it's like, if somebody pitches you an idea and then you go and do it, that's a bullshit move. That's shitty regardless of if you've got budget or not. But in this case, Sweetgreen can pay. Well,
it's also like, for me, it's like, I don't consider myself smart, but I do think I'm creative. I am a creative person. I can creative problem solve very well. So when you get something like that taken away from you, that is frustrating. Now, this is the problem with people. It's like, you fucking uncreative losers to steal it. I could come up with 18 more pitches for you if you gave me an hour. You know what I mean? Like, and you can't come up with one idea that's different than what you looked at. You know what I mean? And to
also run it up the flagpole. Again, there's not 10 employees at that Sweetgreen office. It's a whole fucking team of people.
And they didn't like, I mean, you're telling me like at no point they were like, hey, do you think we're going to get in trouble for,
or that maybe they'll notice?
It's a publicly traded company. You'd be like, man, I don't think it's worth us getting sued over this. You know what I mean? But I don't. Maybe there's a loophole with like why they wouldn't get sued for it or something. I don't know. And obviously, I would bet Sweetgreen's legal team is much larger than Market's. Maybe I'm wrong, but like that feels like such a risky, dumb thing to do for. It's just basically all it is if you even looked at it. It's like it looks like camo, but it's kale. Look it up. Like I said, I don't think I need to. I mean, it's annoying that you stole the idea, but like, it's just like a fucking. I wouldn't wear it, you know. So I don't know.
Kale camo hoodie. Yep.
I think I don't know. It's an interesting. Like you're saying though, I wonder how much of this is just publicity. Like I think that if you are in Market's position, you could also just be like, well, screw it. I'll just put this all out there because that publicity is worth more to me than the money.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is really interesting.
I mean, how much could you possibly, I mean, I guess if you're going to get cut in on it or whatever, but also if you send me an email and I'm Sweetgreen and I did steal the idea, I'm like, fuck, got me. You know what I mean? How much? And you just pay it.
Yeah, you just pay it because, again, you're a company with a fucking budget. Like, I would assume hundreds of thousands of dollars a year go towards marketing, advertisement, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
You'd assume, based on their size.
You would assume. So just do the shit, dude.
They already got all their money wrapped up in hiring that dumb older couple that wears matching outfits that I don't like.
Here's the thing. How about this?
That take.
Yeah, no,
I don't like. I think it's so dorky. It makes me not like clothes.
You know, I like when couples match.
I think it's so fucking.
We do it
so
on
weird.
accident, but that's because
that's a different.
Michelle and I dress mostly the same.
When people like when the couple themselves thinks that's cute, I don't trust those two. That's I don't want to hang out with those two.
Here's the thing.
And you're like, oh, we're like dressed the same. It's like we must have the same mind. We have like the same fashion. It's like, no, absolutely not. I hate that for you.
Yeah,
I hate that for everybody.
Well, hey, all good. You and Abby should start matching.
Hell no, over my dead body. I understand, like if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
But doing it on purpose because you're like, we look cool together. It's like enough. You got to have just have a personality. Just do your own thing. We don't need to rope other people. There's always one in the couple that's a little less into it than the other, so it feels like you're kind of like dressing them up,
forcing them to dress how they.
A bummer.
Yeah.
I'm not into that.
Here's the thing.
No one's gonna convince me otherwise on this take.
I still want Sweetgreen rewards free.
We don't care.
Dumped
We just
into an
want free
account.
salad. That's all we
So
want.
I want the free salads. So if somebody out there at Sweetgreen is hearing this,
we side with you.
You did a bad thing, and you shouldn't do it, and you should pay.
But I'll change my attitude for salad. If the market guys, they shouldn't have gotten this taken away from them. Just pay them money. Pay them money.
Make them
Give
whole.
Give us
salads.
We'll say that we like you.
Make it whole. Make that right though, and then give us free salads.
Well, I don't care when the salads come to me, before or after. I just want to make that clear. But sure, yeah, the rest of it, yeah.
That's so sick.
Just cut a check. Cut a check.
Yeah.
And then if they're like, we still want to blow you up in the real, like, fuck you, we paid you, dude. Like, we're good. You know?
Yeah.
Or just don't do it. Just don't steal in the first place.
Don't be bad.
Come up with a new idea if you don't want to collab
It's
with
so
them.
silly to.
The only thing I can think is like, was it a situation where Sweetgreen is like, I don't want to collab with you. I just want the idea. And they were like, no. And then they're like, well, then we'll take it. You know what I mean? And that's bully mentality. They're just getting bullied back, so I'm pro that. But
I am curious on the IP law here, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, IP law is not. It's not like a niche thing. It's like a.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like a thing, though. It's a whole section of.
But I
law.
don't. Do you have to have it like trademarked, or like what do you have to do to like secure that that's your idea? Because they could have just.
It feels to me though like if you could prove that you had a meeting with Sweetgreen and you built a deck and you have, I mean, dude, like there's metadata on like when did you export that PDF type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, honestly, like what you're describing already, if I'm in Sweetgreen, I would have been like, send them money because I cannot talk about this anymore.
Yeah,
you know
it just feels weird that they wouldn't. You know, unless they're in cahoots and they're both. You know what I'm saying?
And they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
They could be.
That'd be cool.
I don't know.
I like that. I like corporate espionage like that.
I mean, I think that like I do think that's the exact type of thing market I think would or could do because I think that they're like masters at that.
Yeah.
So maybe I think it's
and if that's the case, that's sick.
Yeah, again, we like the salads. Apparently, the guy from Market we know and like. So
yeah, he's
cool.
a nice fellow. He's a nice fellow.
I don't remember meeting him, but it's cool.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't feel like I met him.
No, I met him one time. I went over to the store to grab something for an order, and he was just in there. And
he's one of the owners of it.
I said, "What's up?" Yeah.
Oh, shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
Those big dog.
But other
to be
than
clear,
that,
I thought what they did back in the day was fucking cool. It was very like punk and middle finger and original and cool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I liked it.
Biggest dope.
Yeah, it's like hard when it's like also like you took like smiley faces which aren't like and you just put those on stuff.
It's fair.
So it's different, but it's not.
Speaking of which, did you see that Capital is going to suspend all Smiley? They got sued by some company in Japan.
I did see that. Yeah,
in Japan or elsewhere.
Where are we getting that information from?
Discord. I read the headlines and that's it.
Oh, okay. I was making sure that we didn't have that information personally.
No, that was somebody had posted in.
So this
Discord.
then technically this is allegedly.
This is allegedly.
Yeah.
Again, I don't read articles, but I read whatever the link said, and that's about it.
Cop up on Smiles, because I imagine that price is going up.
Yeah, because I think that's what it was. Like, should we cop the bandanas that have smileys if we got them, or what have you? Anyway,
interesting.
So smiley faces.
Dude,
I think
a lot of that
Walmart,
kind of law,
bro.
I think, is just sort of like, shut up. Shit, the fuck's a smiley face? It entered the ether. We're done now. It doesn't. Nobody owns it at this point.
Yeah, man.
You think the original guy who drew it's still alive? That can't be true.
A smiley face is so ambiguous, dude. You know what I mean? So, nobody owns it. It's a silly construct that we've decided.
This is the thing. You live in America, just get your money. Just say, I want this money because you're using my thing. If the smiley face people have in a state,
yeah,
just be like, it costs this much to license it. And then they can say yes or no, but then be like, all right, well then, that's the deal.
Yeah. And also, here's the thing. Like like I said, smiley faces are so ambiguous. Like, what if you draw them with the tongue sticking out? It's not, you can't, do you know what I'm saying? Like the fellow that owns the rights to Let's Get Ready to Rumble, he makes money every time that's in a thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But Let's Get Ready to Rumble. It's clear and concise. A smiley face, what if you draw the eyes up in the top and the smile up top and you have all the negative space in the bottom? So is it any time there's two dots in a line?
You can own a sentence?
I'm saying in terms of media, he owns that phrase.
I like brown shoes. Mine. Anyone who uses it, you owe me money. That feels crazy. Any sentence I could just say I own.
I'd like to know more about this.
How do you decide that you own that?
Well, you pay.
To own a sentence?
You get there first and you pay and say it.
So if I'm a billionaire, why don't I just go buy all words, all sentences and say anyone that says anything or does anything, I now make money on?
We're stupid. So there's clearly something we don't understand. But
I think the law or whatever it is also probably stupid.
Well, it's all a construct of people, as is money, as is literally anything else that we talk or do.
Go ahead.
I'm saying the only thing innate to us in humans is trying to fucking eat to stay alive, and then sleeping at nighttime. That's like the only thing innate.
Whatever this theory is, you have taken to heart and made it your whole life. Because all you do is talk about eating and sleeping. So,
I mean, it just turns out those are like two of my favorite things. But we don't need to get into all of my. I understand that people don't like it, so we don't have to talk about it. but I'm not going to back down. I feel how I do. All this new shit of like, well, I'm going to go do a cold plunge, and everybody wants the one-stop fix, me included.
If you would just admit that you struggle anytime that like a group of people like something too much, it bothers you. Because you don't like when they make it your personality. But you sit over there, Mr. Green Pants is my personality, and you do the same thing. The whole problem with you is you are an absolute contradiction to everything that you say.
I own it. Strong opinions loosely held.
You can't just own ignorance. That's not a
I'm down to have my mind
own.
changed, but I have logic for why I feel the way I do. You know what I don't like? I don't like when it feels predatory. Like, for instance, here's the thing. Let me just say this, and then we can move on from my dumb opinions. But let me just say this.
Okay, here we go.
There's a podcast ad for, I want to say the brand is, I don't know what the brand is. It's a brand where you breathe into it in the morning and it tells you your metabolism or something, right? Mm-hmm. It's something like that, or what you should eat that day or whatever. And what I don't like about it is the same reason I don't like any health trend things, because we all know and agree what the things to do are. Not that I do them, but we all know and agree. This is, you want to fix some shit in your body? You want to fix some shit in your body? Here we go. Sleep better, drink less alcohol, work a little bit better, and eat better. That is it. For every single person out there suffering from things that is not like a diagnosed, you have a condition, you have a disease or something.
Buddy, that can't be entirely true, because every person's like makeup is different. You know what I mean? Like what you need and what I need are different. Like what I might have deficiencies in or whatever are different than what you have surplus in or whatever. You know what I mean?
And like I'm saying, if you're, for instance, I think I'm probably anemic, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm not getting enough iron. And in that case, sure, you want to take an iron capsule, you want to do this, that, and the other. But what I'm saying is everybody wants to have this hack that is a one-stop shop and it fixes all their problems. But we all know and agree that if you sleep better, drink less, do a little exercise, and generally eat better, will solve almost all of your problems.
Yeah, I mean, that's baseline, and it's how extreme are you dealing with? Because like some people are, like you can say that. Like,
I'm saying there are edge cases.
You need to lose weight, so you want to you're going to eat better and sleep better and work out. And I agree, those are things that you should start with, and they do not. And they take a long time, and they take a lot of dedication. But there's also people with very specific things. I mean, people that, women who've been pregnant and, that causes imbalances
Absolutely.
and that makes it very difficult. You can eat and do whatever you want. It's not going to change
Yes.
that thing.
I'm not talking about that.
Thyroid plays into that. Like, there's so many like factors. Like, all I'm saying is like, my point to you is that everybody has their own personal things. And are people trying to make money off of all of this? Of course, because the truth is it's all capitalism. That's just the reality. You know what I mean? In the same way that, like, I think there's different levels to it. I think the things that we sell, sometimes people maybe say it's overpriced or whatever, and that's fine. But we support artists. These people are paid working wages. We do not carry junk. I'm not selling anything that I wouldn't stand behind. This is not no snake oil bullshit. And so I'm proud of that. You know what I mean? And that's great.
Agreed.
And you can decide personally that you believe you don't need a bunch of skincare stuff because you have relatively good skin. Do I think that you should be doing some preventative things that are just normal? Sure. But if you don't want to do them, I don't give a fuck what you do. That's the beauty.
Isn't even on the skincare tip.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying like all of those things is yes, but those are also products that are likely made from maybe somebody who had like eczema or something and they went, well, I want to make something that can treat this in a different way because the ways I've treated it didn't work and I want to do this so I can help people that are struggling with a similar thing to me.
Totally.
And do you need that? No. But do other people need it? Sure. And do you need to go to it? Because I agree, I'm not into the whole. Well, first of all, I would be very into sauna or cold plunge, but I don't know why there's like a social element in a lot of these places. I don't want to socialize while I do those things. But a lot of people do because some people have troubles making friends. I don't imagine you were a person who ever had troubles making friends. Neither did I. I just was able to kind of get along with everyone. I had a broad
I got something to share with
interests.
just about everybody.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it just isn't. It's never been tough. I can go into any group of people and go, I know who the ones that I'll get along with are, and I can easily get in with them. It's no problem. I can find things to connect with people.
Yep.
I don't have that. A lot of people do though. Tons of people do, and just because you don't feel that need because it's easy to you to make friends or whatever, then you don't really need like social connection that way. And a lot of people just need less social connection or blah blah blah. For example, I think it's a lot of like I got my meter filled up when I was young, dude. I never went home. I never didn't have somewhere to be. I never didn't have a group of people I was with. And I never did. And I also had options of groups of people I could hang out with. And I've always had that. I have that now. So I make a choice because that's what I want and it's what helps me because I have introvert nature of like, it's a real drain for me to do social stuff. And it's not that I don't like it. It's not even that it really bothers me.
Yeah.
It's that it drains my battery so deeply that it takes a while to get it back. So it's like I have to balance those things.
Yeah, totally.
And that's all great. But a lot of people don't have that. And they do need, they're extroverts. They need the energy from other people.
Sure.
They like that whole thing.
Yeah.
So who am I to tell them that it's dumb or it's blah, blah, blah? You know what I mean? Like they need it.
I
don't
think
need
if
it,
you want to go and you want to go cold plunge with people, I think you can also get the same effect by cold water and ice in your own bathtub.
But what do you care that they're spending money on?
I don't care.
It's good for the economy.
What I'm saying is, in particular, this one thing I've been thinking about it, and it's some sort of app where you blow into this thing and it tells you what you need. All I'm saying is you don't need to spend a monthly fee to have something on your phone tell you what to eat. You could either go to a dietitian if you think you got an actual condition, or we all know eat more vegetables, fruit, and this and that.
Dietitians aren't covered by everyone's insurance. Not everyone even has insurance. Maybe this is an easy way for you to kind of see, like, hey, I'm struggling losing weight. I'm eating in a calorie deficit. I'm working out. It's not happening. The normal ways aren't working, and I'm just trying to figure out like what's going on. But I don't have insurance. I don't have blah blah blah. I'm not saying this is what
begrudgingly.
This is.
I am agreeing with you. You're right. I just think there's a lot of predatory things in the market that are sold to you and advertised with millions of dollars of budget going to podcasts and shit that I think you could get by just simplifying the thing, which is eat better, sleep more, work out a little bit, and don't drink as much.
What drives me crazy is I'm more on this tip than you are. I try to eat very non-complicated foods. I try to, if I do skincare, anything that goes into my body, I try to use local soaps that have local things in them if they're going to have anything, because that's better for you. I try to use very natural ingredient stuff. Some of the active things I like to use for my face are a little more serious because I have a different type of skin than, and I'm aware of that. And I am very much on this tip, dude. And I also believe that like if you're in tune with your body, and not everyone is, that might be its own thing. And I'm trying to be better about it for the first time. And especially like, thinking about like, gut health or, your mind and body connection and things like these things I do think are important, but those I have to accept that those are also a luxury because I have time to think about those things and I have money to address them. You know what I mean? But not everyone does. So I don't I think the more healthy you're going to get is don't worry about what other people are doing. Just who cares? I really don't care. And quite frankly, all of it's sort of like somebody's making money because they said we'll do this, we'll do some sort of sauna thing, and we can make it social. And they're like, that's going to be a very niche group of people, and they're going to make their money, and they made a bunch of people happy, and they're happy. And quite frankly, that's a pretty inoffensive and local business type of thing to do. I'm sort of pro that, if I'm being honest with you. In the same way that like we're not for everybody. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're not for everybody. There are tons of people aren't going to shop with us or get what we do, and that's fine. I'm not looking for them. I'm a local business. I'm very niche. I'm trying to be for specific groups of people.
I'm fully in support of all of that. I'm in support of all of that. I'm not in support of somebody having a one-stop shop to fix all your problems when, again, we know the things that will fix most of your problems. I'm not arguing for edge cases where, not even edge cases, where people do have conditions and do need an additional supplement. But like, there's so much shit that is sold as, here's the new thing and it's going to solve your problems. And I hate that. I just hate it.
What about it is? But
it feels unfair and predatory because it preys on people in like when they're insecure about a thing, and they want to just have the one-stop shop.
I think you're assuming the type of person you're assuming the identity of the person that's being preyed on, supposedly.
Sure.
And I think that there's certainly cases, but there's plenty of cases people know exactly what they're doing and they don't mind. This makes them feel better, so who cares?
I was going to say placebo counts for something. So whether it's true or not, if you take something and you think it's going to make you feel better, there's a chance that it will. So I'm for that too, in a way where I'm contradicting what I'm saying, but I'm just saying there's a lot of simpler options, and in most cases, those options are available to you. I just like, rather than paying a subscription for another app on your phone.
Think of how unhealthy it is for you personally to worry about these things that you're not going to affect and nobody cares about. You know what I mean? And you just let it run its course. Do you have any things right now that are irritating in the world or outrageous in the world? They seem unfair, and it feels like the whole world's on its tilted and screwed up and wrong from what it should be. I just don't. More and more, I've realized how much my negativity doesn't do anything but affect the people that I care about the most.
And you.
And me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
It's no good, dude. Like, I just don't care.
No, I agree.
Whenever people tell me some dumb thing to do, and I'm like, cool, man. At least, it sounds like you're super excited about it.
That definitely would be the healthier way to go about it, because also I don't get anything by making people feel bad about their choices. And for the record, that's not what I'm trying to do. You've got savior syndrome in the same way I do, where it's like the one thing that'll fire me up, the one thing that'll make me fight, and has before, is when somebody is getting treated unfairly. It drives me crazy. I agree.
It's crazy. I just got in a little bit of a verbal altercation with a woman at the coffee shop this morning because I'm not going to go into it. She got kind of like nasty with the barista who didn't do anything at all. And I asked her, I said, can I stop you real quick? And I was like, describe what your problem is right now. What are you upset about? And she wouldn't do it and couldn't do it. And I said, this is the problem. You're just tooled up, and you tried to take it out on someone who cannot say anything back to you because you're in a position of power in this situation, and you pushed it. And the fact is, if you thought that there was no, La Marzoka in front of you, you know what I'm saying? We're just in the streets. Duff them out. Take them down. You know what I mean? Because you should. Because why are you talking to a person this way for no reason?
Yeah.
But because you think that there's a social construct, you feel very free to do whatever you want. And that sucks. And I hate that. And it makes me angry. And it's why I say something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you're trying to speak for this voiceless thing. But I think in this case, like, these people have a voice. They're just making their own decisions. I understand. I respect where you're coming from. Because I think you're right. And I want that when we finish this, we have to put this to bed because we can't keep bickering about this. But you understand where I'm coming from of like, I don't think it's worthwhile to get worked up about any of this stuff.
I have no skin in the game on how people spend their money on shit. I just don't like when I feel like people are being unfair or being tricked, because I hate to feel like I've been unfairly treated or that people think they can trick me. I've been tricked, you know what I'm saying? I buy dumb shit with the promise that it'll do X, Y, Z. And I hate that. And I don't like that for other people.
Sometimes it's nice to just buy a little piece of hope, even if it's not real.
Sure, like I said, and agreed.
Do you know how many times I've purchased thinking this is going to change my life and then it doesn't? You know what I mean?
No. But if it adds some positivity, then
if there was
then
like
it's
a
worth
couple
it,
days where I was
probably.
stoked, then who cares?
Yeah,
you know
sure,
what I mean?
sure,
and
sure,
and the
sure.
amount of money that I'll pay for that anymore keeps going up.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what do I care, dude? Like, you
No,
know what I
that's
mean?
fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I
That's
just
fair.
don't care. I want everyone to just do whatever they need to do to feel like psyched. So
That's fair. I mean,
your thing.
Timothy, in full transparency, that's a good way of looking at it. Is like, why the fuck do I care? I don't care, and it's not my job to save
Like
anybody.
I said, I like where your positioning is from a standpoint of I think you're a good guy. I think that you have hard opinions because it gets a rise out of people.
Yeah, well, yeah,
and I think half the podcast is basically you having a hard opinion and then looking at me knowing that you're revving me up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
But at the same time, I just don't think this one in particular. First of all, like I said, I don't want to assume people's personal issues or personal positions or because I don't know what they are. And I don't care what they do, honestly. You know, as long as they're not hurting anybody and it doesn't sound like in a situation where someone's buying some sort of snake oil or whatever, as long as it's not physically harming them.
I guess, yes.
What do I
I guess, my tirade is against snake oil in all forms. You know?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think that we, you and I, even in what we do and how we view the world, are, you know, I care a lot about authenticity in people, in my relationships. I don't like to be I hate having fake conversations. It's my nightmare of like, how are you? And I'm like, you don't care. You don't care, and I don't care. So what are we doing? You know what I mean?
happy to sit in silence. I don't care.
So, you know, and I think that like with the stuff that we carry, like, you know, I'm not going to carry junk just to carry junk. If we carry it, it's either because I think it's cool or it's because I really fuck with what they're doing and how they do it. And it bothers me sometimes when people will fight you on the internet basically about how expensive our stuff is, but then you'll turn around and support some, I'm not going to call it any particulars, but like some fast fashion big thing, and it's like you have no problem with that and like where your money's going and where what your dollar supports, and like that sucks, dude. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's more expensive. My shit'll last longer, and it supported somebody doing either art or a business, a small business, or, you know, they're putting something out there in the world that they, you know, they want to cut down on waste, or they want to do, you know, whatever it is. So that's my hang up. That's not everyone's hang up. You know what I mean? That's something that I care about.
And we're a want store.
Yeah.
You and I are never saying you absolutely have to do this, or this is the, like,
You could, if someone's like, "Hey, should I buy these jeans or these jeans?" I'm like, I can tell you which ones I would purchase because this is what I value.
Because
but those are my
the lens
values.
that I look at it.
Yeah,
through.
they're not
sure,
other
sure.
people's values, and I
all
can't.
good.
All I can do is kind of try to change your mind, which is I think what we're doing with, you know, when we're arguing on this podcast is just trying to change each other's.
For the
mind.
record, my mind was changed. I started off hot, and I
No
stand
one's
by
ever-
it. But I'm with you, and who cares?
Other than the couple thing, I don't like that. I'm not going to change my mind on that. But I think no one could ever tell us on this podcast throughout the years that we haven't had ideas and changed them. Yeah. I'm outdoors a lot. I'm being very mindful about being, you know, a little bit more around nature and understanding like the connection of, you know, what you should have to that and why it's important, and, you know, why it's important to notice things. And I think that just took me freeing up my mind and being a little smarter about how I spend my free time and things like that. And, you know, and now I don't feel that way anymore.
Yeah. Easy.
But I also think it's funny and entertaining, the other version of it. I think this is funny and entertaining. So what's it matter? You know what I mean? Like it's all like, I think your whole existence should be trying to change your mind regularly. You know what I mean? I think that like the worst times that you have are like when you're a kid because you don't know about changing your mind, and when you're an old person and you don't change your mind because you're too stuck in your ways.
Made up, yeah.
I think the less stuck in your ways you are, the better you can possibly be. I'll change my sales drop of a hat. I'll like one thing one day and not like it the next day, and say I hate something one day and then like it the next. Who cares? That's fun. Sure. You know what I mean? I don't know why you'd not want to be that type of person.
It's fun. It's fun to get into new shit. It's fun to have your mind changed.
Yeah, who cares? I don't understand these pointless, you know. I always rally against your pointless rules, because why restrict yourself? Everything I say I don't like one day, I end up liking at some point. You know what I mean? I would have at one point said, I'll never drink tea. It's gross. You know what I mean? And then you have one and you're like, never mind. That
tea kind of rips.
That changed my mind. You know what I mean? I didn't know it could be like that. I only knew one version of it, and the version I knew sucked. This doesn't suck. So if you're open to new experiences and not saying like, oh, I'm going to close that door, I don't need to experience anything else there. I know everything I'm going to know. I very much value continued learning. I don't care about school. I don't care about anything like that. But continued learning of being like, it can be like, I don't like jazz. And then one day I'll hear something and you're like, fuck, man, it's just like hit me suddenly. You know what I mean? I get what this is. I know like the world suddenly started to be interesting. If you're open to all of it at some point, then you're going to like, you know, accept it in your own way. You know what I mean? So I think
that's fair.
All right, let's answer a. So we went. That's a wild
It's the last time I'll do it on the pod for a little bit.
Yeah, we're done with that conversation. We're going to commit to not having that conversation anymore. But I'm sure we'll have a similar one and forget. Or we'll forget in 1 week and do it again. Wild shift from the Sweetgreen thing to that thing.
Yes.
So, we got there. Okay, let's answer a couple questions in here. Okay, best accessory or non-clothing collabs that have piqued your interest throughout the years. Let's see. For example, all the dumb and awesome Supreme stuff like Kith and Bose. I don't even think I saw that one. Do you have some?
Yeah, I mean, my mind goes towards, obviously, like a couple of Supreme items. I thought the Winnebago Supreme thing.
Yeah.
I don't own a Winnebago.
You just like
that? Or a fifth wheel, whatever the term for that you would put that on. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was really fucking cool in the most least utility way. If they sold, I don't know how many they manufactured. Let's say they manufactured 50 or 100. I can't imagine that they sold more than that, right?
The genius of Supreme and the downfall of Supreme is the same in that, like, at one point, you just have to accept it's the same thing with like when we've had the argument about Balenciaga, or you have the argument about Virgil to a certain extent, is like you just have to accept that some things are art and some things are marketing and branding.
Sure.
And both, I would argue, are art. It's just a different
through a different lens, or it's a different application.
The fact that Supreme made people talk about and want a brick and still talk about that. Do you know how many times somebody brings up that goddamn Supreme brick to me throughout my years since it's happened? It's insane.
I mean, I'll be honest, dude. I think it's dope. I would love the brick.
Why? I'm not against you, but when you play this out of the why.
Yeah, if you think you know what it is? It's the sheer novelty of it. It's why would a brand put their brand on a brick, and it makes me want it.
The coolest thing about it to me, of the marketing branding, is they understood their position of power in that situation and then said, fuck you. You know what I mean? And I think that's cool. And they were like, it's a brick. Yeah. Eat a fucking brick. You know what I mean? It's
they're going to ship a brick.
Stupid. It's but they understood that their name on it is such a fuck you to like everything, that I think that's very cool. Yeah. It's art. You know what I mean? At a certain point where it's like it's such a statement that my brand on a regular ass brick that I'm going to charge like how much was the Supreme brick? Do we know? Look up how much the Supreme brick was. But it certainly didn't cost as much as a Home Depot brick. You know what I mean? And it's not like it's like better quality or something. It's just a brick. And I think that's incredibly
cool. They retail for $30.
Yeah. I mean, how much does a brick cost? It has to be like 8 cents or something, right? $1
from like straight up Home Depot. I think they're probably between like 80 cents and $1.50 is what I would guess.
Okay, per. Great. So they're charging $30 for a brick because it says Supreme on it.
Yeah.
And I think that at a certain point they just understood that this is art and this is a statement and it's a very punk rock sentiment towards marketing and branding and all that stuff and art in general. And I think that that's super cool and unique and fun. Now, I will say that the best for me was the Supreme Dog Bowl. I had it. Jeff broke it.
Oh, for real? Oh, yeah. Damn.
He would needle it into the wall, and then he just chipped the thing until it
eventually broke.
Yeah. But I really liked the Braun calculator. I love a Braun calculator or Braun anything, and that was a very cool collaboration.
Yeah. The Mocha Master stuck with me. I thought that was cool.
Fire extinguisher.
Yeah, it's sick, dude.
No, the Supreme axe was. I mean, it's all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Supreme is the best at this exact thing.
Okay.
I like anything that has a logo on it that shouldn't.
Well, I mean, speaking of market or Chinatown Market, they were kind of doing the same thing, but it was more in the bootleg sentiment of things of like we'll just rip it and tear it and change it and blah blah blah, and it's all of a sudden it's a different thing entirely, and I think that there's something cool about that.
Can you think of anything else that you?
I wrote down a couple things quickly. I didn't think about it for long enough to probably really come up with things. And they were supposed to be non-clothing, which I realized. So there's a couple clothing.
Yeah, whatever.
In here. I love the Birkenstock and Proenza collaboration they did. Proenza Schouler. I'm not sure how to say it. Abby had a pair. They were not patent, but a different type of leather, all top stitching. It was the first time that I'd seen Birkenstock do something more high fashion.
Sure.
And it really I think it was more just like a moment in time that I think it's so cool that went from the most hated piece of and most clowned on piece of footwear of all time.
The Boston,
any of them.
Yeah,
Birkenstock was the butt of a joke. You know what I mean? It was the Arby's of the. You know what I mean? It was always this dumb, stupid. Everyone makes fun of it kind of brand. and they just hung in there long enough. I mean, they had their loyals, they stuck on with it, and suddenly it's a whole new thing. I mean, I would love to be in the room the first time they're like, what the fuck's happening? You know what I mean? Like, why suddenly? What the fuck? And I still think they owe Daiki money because that he started it, in my opinion. Yeah. Or the revamping of it. I actually think all the IKEA and Off-White stuff was cool. Would I put it in my house? Maybe not necessarily, because I'm not like a streetwear guy, but do I think that like that was cool? And I think that, like, everyone gave him shit on that chair because it would, like, he ripped it, and but like that was the point. You know what I mean? And to do it with that big of a company who's very particular about how they look branding wise, and the fact that the prices weren't insane, and I think all of that's cool. I think it's cool. I think there was something kind of like interesting about that in particular, and I think it was cool. Speaking of, another thing I wrote down before we brought it up, Emma Chamberlain and Kava. Never did I want Kava more than when she said she ate there. So I think that's brilliant. Did maybe shout out our girl bowls? Rachel too, who's been on the pod. I think she had something to do with that.
No kidding. It was like a bowl, like
I don't remember. I don't care. All I remember is her making the bowls in the videos and thinking, I want Emma Chamberlain to make my Kava bowl because I think she's so cool.
On that same tip, bro, remember when McDonald's did like the Travis Scott box and shit? That was genius. Yeah. Genius crossover.
They haven't stopped. I mean, they're still doing. I mean, to bring that into that world is so dumb, but it's also like to show you how powerful that became. Yeah. You know what I mean? The fact that they're doing that kind of stuff and still doing it.
I think food crossover with a personality is awesome.
Really?
I like it.
What's it do for you?
It's like your thing of voyeurism. I like if that's really what they eat. It's like, huh.
Yeah,
it's interesting to me.
This goes back to I'm trying to think of was it Vogue or was it? I can't remember what magazine did it, but they were the pioneers of like short interview asking personal questions of celebrities. You know what I mean? And it was like, what kind of hair care stuff do you use? What kind of like bag do you carry? What's in your bag? What's blah blah. Yeah. All these things I love. Where it's like I just want to know what your day to day is like because we've decided you're so different, and I want to see why we're the same.
I think
or what the differences are and what aren't the differences. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I agree. I love that stuff. And you know, I think that's why I always liked what she did, what Emma Chamberlain did with her thing. What was this like? She was one of the first that really pioneered like there is no behind the scenes. Behind the scenes is the front of house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, no, she's cool as hell. She's cool as hell. Me and Michelle talk about her a lot because she likes her a lot, as do you. And I think that it's behind the scenes thing. There's like a very earnest nature about her.
It's really raw. I mean, I think that's what she does. That's what she figured out is like that's the stuff. You know what I mean? I think that now every single brand is basically trying to copy that, which is why authenticity is even a word we talk about, is because somebody pulled back the curtain that far and then took the curtain down and said there's no front or back and it's all the same and that's the content and people will want it because they want to be connected with something that's real, not something that's fake. Now that's obviously changed for her as her star has risen. It has to. I get that, and I think it's important to have some level of anonymity. But at the same time, if you asked for that, like if that was your thing and you took it, it's really hard to go backwards on that at the same time and still feel authentic. I don't know. It's a tricky.
You're saying to like want to be known in the media,
the way she did
Hollywood,
it is like it's like I don't think it was. I don't know how you keep it up at a certain point. I mean, when she initially started, it was like everything, her whole day. You know what I mean? Can sometimes condense down, but for the most part, it was pretty raw and dealing with emotions in real time, and good news and bad news, and I think that there's something really like. I feel like she's going to be something that's studied later on in life.
Interesting.
Do you know what I mean? Like her whole career arc is very interesting. Yeah. That like, it's like it was like an art project. I mean, if you were to describe that before she did it or before what our world is now, you'd be like, what kind of like artist is doing? I mean, a lot of artists did do this of like, I'm going to put myself in a glass room and I'm just going to live in the room and people can come watch me for weeks. You know what I mean? And that sounds so avant-garde and strange, but what's the difference? You know what I mean? She just put a camera on herself and invited millions and billions of people rather than like 50 art lovers.
Let me ask you a question. Would you ever do that? If somebody was like, I'll give you X amount of money and for the next month.
To go into a glass? Are you talking about like Emma Chamberlain style?
No, go into like a glass room for like 2 months. Let's say for 60 days and you have.
How much is the money?
what would if it moved the needle?
It just needs to move the needle.
Yeah,
it's probably not even that much money. I would do it.
Yeah, no,
I don't care.
I would do it too.
Why, I just have to live in there?
I have a curiosity with. I always wonder, like, how long could I stay inside my house?
Let me ask
if
you
groceries were delivered and money was paid for. Like, what would a year look like inside the house? Or
we've said 100 times, you just want a vacation. You don't, and you can take one. And everyone's thinking I'm stopping him. I'm not. I think that you just want, like, you're just talking about like a break or something different for a little while, which I think is very attractive, especially when you're like younger. And I'm a person who does like change. I think that's all attractive because it's change. I think the amount of time that before you'd be unhappy, not even just being watched, but I mean like alone like that, would probably be a week. I'm going to tell you it's a week because I've been, and the thing is, I went to work in those times, and even though I was at home because, like, my kid and wife are out of town, I'm like, ooh, this starts being unsettling, and I don't like it, and I suddenly feel way too in my head, and quickly, you know what I mean, quickly, way faster than you'd assume.
Yeah.
So maybe a week, 2 weeks would be I bet would be the actual max.
Because I always say, if you give me all the money in the world, I'd retire in Montana. Me and Michelle would have a bunch of dogs and cats in a big house, and I would never leave. But I always wonder, like, how long would that actually last?
Got a lot of eggs in one basket too. One of you gets sick or something, and then what do you do then? I don't know. I need connection. I need light connection. I need work connection and home connection, and maybe those are. I get my fill from those two things.
I get my fill from hanging out with y'all.
Yeah, day, I think that if I change the topic and I say it's more like, do I think I could do like the real world for a time, or could I literally just document everything I did, despite I would be annoyed that I have to like talk to it all the time, even though we do this 2 times a week. But no, I don't think I could do it because I don't even really like being. I don't like you guys will go watch football together and like relax together, and that's relaxing to you. I can't do that, and that's my own thing I got to work on. You know what I mean? But like that is as if I went to a party. You know what I mean? Even if it's just relaxing around the house.
It's the same.
People I feel comfortable with, I get it. It's just it's probably because I'm too self-conscious and too judgmental in my own head of myself, and then I project that onto other people doing it to me, even though they're not, and it's like a whole cycle of personal abuse, basically. But like,
because I definitely don't feel the same way after, say, like a canoe club event. Like,
you're very comfortable in other people's places around other people. You don't have
a problem. And I only spend time with the 5 or 6 people outside of work besides you guys. So I'm comfortable in those spaces. It doesn't drain me that way. But it's interesting that it does but I get it. Yeah,
I'm not comfortable is the thing. Yeah. So it's draining in that way. It's not that I don't like to be around the people or talk or do anything like that, but it's like I'm never comfortable. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's like, it's my own stuff. You know what I mean? I don't really like eating in front of people and stuff like that, which is...
I'll be honest with you, buddy. I don't like to eat in front of... Like, when I have my food here, I go into a corner so I can eat.
Which is like not great either, but like, I'm sure.
I just want to do it in my own little space.
Yeah.
I don't think about all of this. Everything I'm saying doesn't apply with Michelle. I don't feel an energy suck around being.
No, I don't feel it around my wife or kid.
Exactly. Yeah. But like at work and shit, like I do want to eat alone in a corner, and I don't want to be talked to or somebody look at what I'm eating. I just want to do it on my own and not be looked at or talked to or bothered. Not even in a way like don't bother me. It's like I just want to eat like an animal in my corner. Yeah. And that's it.
Like a badger.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what else we got here? I don't want them, but I like the idea of the Hideo Kojima sunglass collab. I forget who, I didn't look it up. I forgot to look it up, but it was, he did like a collaboration with some sunglass company, and I just think he's cool. So I wanted whatever he was working on,
Yeah, dope.
I think that's the ones I thought of right away. I can't think of any other like object ones.
It for better or for worse, it all came back to Supreme because I think that they do it best. And I like gadgets that, like again, I wouldn't hate to own the Winnebago awning. I don't.
The awning.
That's what it was. The Supreme, it was like the awning that would come off over top. So if you had your camper or fifth wheel or what have you, it'd come off over top.
I thought you meant it was the full Winnebago. I'm like, I don't really remember this.
Oh, no, it was the awning, bro. It was like the detachable awning that you would attach and then pull out to sit under. Things really
went off the rails with them when they did that helicopter. That's when it was like...
They also did the Ducati, dumb. I think, like the crotch rocket motorcycle.
This is goofy. You guys got too much money now.
Yeah. You know what? You know what's a good collab? The Avon and Chevy did.
What?
You don't know about this?
What's Avon? You mean like the
Avon, bro? You know exactly.
Like makeup and stuff, or like what is it?
Yeah, exactly. Avon, Midwestern.
Yeah. Are you talking about the? You talking about the like?
Wait, I might have it wrong. Is it Mary Kay?
Mary Kay. You talking about the pink Yukons or whatever they push around?
No, I'm talking. What was the? Hold on. There's Mary Kay.
Okay.
Car. Yeah, it's a pale pink Cadillac looking thing. But I'm talking.
Was that a collab, or do they just have it wrapped? You know what I mean?
No. It was if you sold. If I understand correctly, it's Mary Kay, Avon. I might be thinking of another one. Long story short, what I'm thinking is, you know what Chris drives? It was like that in pale pink, and it was if you sold X amount of units, or you were the best in your area, or what have you.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
I knew it as the pink Cadillac then, but it was just. But I think they just bought a pink Cadillac. I don't know if it was a collab. Maybe. I don't know. But and then it was like. Then I think it was like some sort of big SUV, and then I guess now it's like a some sort of hybrid or whatever. We need to see the Mary Kay Tesla, baby.
Yeah,
Mary Kay and Tesla need to link up. You're okay with Mary Kay snake oil guy? It feels like you would poke some holes in that one.
It's something that I don't think about because it felt just so run of the mill. Mary Kay and Avon is like that was.
It's like a pyramid scheme.
Yes, yeah. I understand now.
Yeah. Okay,
but I didn't think anything of it growing up because it's just that.
No, I knew we knew people.
Everybody's mom or aunt sold Mary Kay and Avon. You know what I mean?
Then they also started selling essential oils.
Yeah.
And then what else? I feel like they're doing something else now.
I fully recognize it as a pyramid scheme and whatever it is, etc.
Can I tell you this much?
Back then, I didn't think anything of it.
I think if there was like a product that you had to pyramid scheme that was something that would appeal to the people that we know, I think you and I could do it.
Yeah.
I think we'd be at the top. We'd be driving the pink Cadillacs.
Yeah, we'd be driving the boat, bro.
We give out like what olive drab. What's the one that we like? The car, the Tahoe. I don't know if I like it anymore after I had to drive it that one day. But yeah, we're giving out olive drab.
Olive drab
for selling a lot of green pants.
Yeah, something. We could peddle some shit.
You get your buddies to buy the Orslo fatigues, then you get those guys. Discounts keep coming in.
Yeah, hell yeah. We might want to try to commercialize this, Timothy.
Pyramid scheme out where we come to your house and sell you pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first moved to Colorado, I worked in radiology. Yeah, just think about it like that.
Yeah, think about it.
I worked in radiology overnight, and one of the ladies I worked with was heavily involved in a pyramid scheme. She was always trying to sell me on it. But she would do this like...
You put a lot of English on the word scheme.
Scheme?
Scheme. Yeah.
Hender scheme?
Yeah, see what I mean? You put a lot of
I heard somebody say scheme the other day, and I was like, that doesn't seem right.
I feel like I just say scheme.
Scheme. Schrader. Dennis Schrader.
What are we doing right
now? We could definitely peddle off a scheme, but we wouldn't because we wouldn't.
We're just selling nice pants to nice guys.
We're selling shit that we like,
gals,
that we genuinely like.
We're just selling nice pants to nice people.
Just buy them.
And then you get two of your nice friends to do.
That's sick.
Okay, what else we got? Is there anything else on the thing?
Yeah, you got any other things?
You know what? Big shout out to everyone that's really pushing a dream that you, me, and Cooper talked about for years, which is the final update to the Fit Pic. Because there's only one ultimate, and that is when you were standing on something in a bathroom so you can get the whole fit in the mirror.
Whether it was the bathtub edge,
bathtub edge was what I grew up with. Cooper and I would send each other pictures of our fits whenever we would go home and visit our parents because they both have a pretty solid setup for doing that, the bathroom tub edge situation.
Yep.
And I think it's like holding on to the shower curtain thing. That's
rattling. What it is, dude. That's what it is. Like I said, I could still, in my college apartment, I could still come up the stairs, turn right, go into the bathroom, turn left, boom, 1, 2. I flip the light on, and then the same motion, stepping on the side of the tub to look at the thing, boom, turn off the light. I'm telling you, I could do it within seconds.
If someone could get the shot with like a Nikon Cool Pics where the flash is going in the corner, you can kind of see the junk on the mirror, and you get the fit in there, now we're talking, baby.
I love it,
That's
dude.
what I love.
I love it. I wasn't
like a middle 2000s Fit Pic.
I've even straight up stood on the counter in front of the mirror and made myself as small as I could go, squatting in a ball, just to see all of it. And you're never like that, so it's not accurate.
I love it. I'm glad that you guys are doing it. I love seeing it. I love seeing it. Keep tagging us in it. We need a name for it. We need to like brand it a little bit.
Yeah, we need to trademark this, and then everybody that takes one that isn't part of the Discord pays us.
We get paid, 5 cents here, 5 cents there. Suddenly becomes a trend.
Wait. What is that bit?
Office Space.
Is that what it is?
1 cent here, 1 cent there. Like a penny, a fraction of a penny.
Yeah. Office Space is good. No, but for real, that is so funny, and it's just one of those things that I'm sure that we're not the first people to talk about it, but like, it's funny when we got everybody in a group and it's like, oh damn, no, we all did this. We all stood on the side of the shower to look at your kit.
Yeah, I think the problem is no one branded it at the time, so we need to get in there and brand it. I've got a lot of creative people; they can rattle off some names. I don't have anything off the top of my head, but
yeah. It's like it almost feels like the full length mirror takes away from putting on a fun outfit.
I want you to be hunched over in that mirror.
Fit it.
Yeah. Trying to get all the layers showing.
We have a mirror on our wall that is mounted to the wall, but I like the one that she has in her office that is set up against the floor because it makes me look tall and slender, just because of the way the angle is, just speaking of mirrors. Yeah. So that's it.
Okay. Well.
Have we been going for a minute?
We've been going a long time. Yeah, we got to get out of here. Yeah. Okay. Check out everything. You know where to check us out. I think we got a new YouTube video coming out this week that's like a new concept. I think that was this week. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah, it might be today. Well,
we've got, there's all sorts of stuff coming up. Join the Discord, join the Patreon, do all the stuff. If you're going to do it at all in a year, now's the time to do it. Trust us. We've got all sorts of stuff. Merch is next week. A bunch of other brand stuff that's coming in. Just hang out with us. We got a bunch.
Join the Patreon.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on the website. There's a lot of stuff still to come. So we talked about that earlier in the podcast.
Okay.
That's about it, pal.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Bye. Peace out.